Revelation 17, verses 6 through 8. I saw that the woman was drunk with the blood of God's holy people, the blood of those who bore testimony to Jesus. When I saw her, I was greatly astonished. Then the angel said to me, "Why are you astonished? I will explain to you the mystery of the woman and the beast, and of the beast she rides, which has the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast which you saw once was, now is not, and yet will come up out of the abyss and go to its destruction. The inhabitants of the earth, whose names have not been written in the book of life from the creation of the world, will be astonished when they see the beast, because it once was, now is not, and yet will come." The blood of God's holy people, verse 6, connects us back to the saints under the altar of chapter 6. Those who cried out, "How long, sovereign Lord, holy and true, until you judge the inhabitants of the earth and avenge our blood?" It connects even more directly to the words of the angel in chapter 16, who declared judgment, "For they have shed the blood of your holy people and your prophets, and you have given them blood to drink as they deserve." Of course, any reference to the blood of the saints, witnesses to Jesus, reminds us of the blood of him to whom their witness points, the Lamb, whose blood was shed for our deliverance. We may even be reminded of the words in Revelation 12 regarding the dragon. They triumphed over him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. They did not love their lives so much as to shrink from death. The abominations that fill the harlot's cup of 17, verse 4, that she hideously gulps down in verse 6, it's the blood of the saints. And it's not a sign of their defeat. No, it's the sure sign of their victorious faithfulness to Christ, even to the very end. Thus the blood she drinks is her own judgment. We're told in the last chapter that God remembered Babylon the Great and gave her the cup filled with the wine of the fury of his wrath. Drinking the cup of blood is the cause for which she will take the cup that is God's wrath. It's easy to talk about the victorious nature of the death of the saints when one feels safely removed from their suffering. And yet we're not that removed. They haven't released the more recent statistics, but between 2023 and 2024, Open Doors reported that 4.5 thousand Christians were murdered for their faith. 3,100 of those occurred in the country of Nigeria. These are our brothers and sisters, not of some day long forgotten, but living today. Now, in the States, we tend to think of persecution as a thing of the past, but more Christians died in the 20th century than the previous 19th century combined. Now, surely the growth in global population, along with the growth of Christianity, play a part in the increasing numbers. But at the same time, people will argue that our modern period is less religious and much more religiously tolerant than previous decades. Apparently that's not the case. Verse 6 tells us that John was astonished at the sight of the harlot. Verse 8, the word is used again to describe the inhabitants of the earth and their response to the beast. Now, some conclude that based on the repeated usage, along with a previous occurrence, that John admired the harlot, maybe even was tempted to offer worship. Given what John's seen, I find that unlikely. I think that John was perplexed, shocked, maybe even fearful at her sight. And the rebuke he receives, "Why are you astonished?" is not because he finds her appealing, but because at the sight of her, even John wondered, how can God bring victory through this? I find it comforting that even John, who's seen such wonders, can still question when faced with life's greatest challenges. I hope that brings you comfort as well. Have a great week.